Oh, welcome to Prajim Technologies. I'm Venkat. This is part 37, Delegates Usage in C Sharp. In part 36, we had Introduction to Delegates. In that part, we have seen the basics of delegates and the basic syntax, how to create a delegate, make it to point to a function, and then by invoking the delegate, it will automatically invoke the function it is pointing to. And we understood that delegates are type-safe function pointers, meaning the signature of the delegate should match the signature of the function it's pointing to. In this part, we'll look at an example of how to use delegates, okay, and thereby look at the flexibility that delegates provide us with. Okay, so we'll look at an example, and this part will be completely demos. So let's flip back to Visual Studio. Now, let's say I have a class called employee, and this class has got some properties like the ID of the employee, name of the employee, etc. So let's have the auto implemented properties with default get and set accessors. Similarly, this class is going to have name, and obviously name of the employee is string type, and then salary, which is integer, and experience. Okay, now what I want is I want a method in this class called promote employees. And what should this method do? It should take in a list of employees, and then based on some logic, it should print the names of the employee who are eligible for promotion. Okay, so let's look at that class. So let's say public void is the return type, and then let's call the method as promote employee, and then this is going to take in a list of employees. Now the list class is actually part of generics namespace, so we have to import that. So using system.collections.generics, so list of, this is going to take in a list of employees. So let's say employee list, and then loop through that list for each employee in our employee list. Okay, so for each employee within our employee list, let's say for example, if the employee's experience is more than 5 years, then probably we want to promote them. So what we will do is, if the logic to promote employee is that if the employee's salary is greater than not salary, if the employee experience is greater than 5 years, then he is eligible for promotion. So let's print out his name. So if that employee and his experience is greater than or equal to 5, which means 5 years, then this employee is eligible for promotion. So let's say console.writeLine, whoever is that employee, his name, promoted. Okay, so we have the simple method to promote employees. Now, this class, I want to make this class reusable. Okay, anybody should be able to reuse and provide their own logic of promoting employees. But if you look at this class here, this is not reusable. That's because you have hard coded the logic of how you want to promote employees. Okay, let's say for example there is a company Y which wants to promote employees based on maybe their salary. For example, if anybody who has greater than 10,000 as salary, they want to promote that. Can they reuse your class without modifying it? They can't. They have to change this logic here. And maybe some other company Z has another set of different criteria to promote employees. So your class now is not reusable. You have hard coded that logic. Okay, so I want to have this promote employees method, but then it has to be flexible enough for people to plug in the logic they want to promote their employees. Okay, so we'll look at that in the next part, but let's complete this in this session. Now let's say I want to use this class. What we do, we create a list of employees. So I will say list of employee, let's say emp list, is equal to new list of employees. And then we need to add some employees to this list. So we will say emp list dot add, and to this list we need to add a new employee. So we will say new employee. And let's say we have got some employees like maybe ID is equal to 101, name is equal to Mary, and maybe his salary, her salary is equal to 5,000, and experience is equal to 5 years. Okay, so we have this employee here. Let's add some sample employees. Let's say Mary, and then this guy is going to be Mike, and maybe his salary is 4,000 rupees, and he has got, let's say, 4 years of experience. And this is John, who has 6,000 salary and 6 years of experience. 3,000, and this guy, let's say, has got 3 years of experience. Let's say this guy is Todd. Okay, look at this. We have 4 different employees, and 2 of them have experience greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so if we want to use our method, we can go ahead and use that. For the moment, let's make this method a static method, so we can invoke that method without creating an instance of employee class. So now, to use that, all I can do is employee dot promote employees, and then we can pass our employee list. Okay, now if we go ahead and run this, people who have 5 years of experience greater than or equal to 5 years should be promoted. Who has more than 5? Mary and John. So Mary and John promoted. Now this is not delegates. We haven't used delegates at all in this program, and that's why this program is not that flexible. Now tomorrow, if somebody wants to promote their employees based on, let's say, their salary or their experience or some other criteria, then they have to come here and change, this promote employee method, which is bad. Okay, because our employee class, we decided that we want that to be reusable. Okay, anybody, any logic, they should be able to plug into this promote employees, and then without modifying this class, this method, they should be able to reuse that. How is that possible? With the help of delegates, which we will be looking at in the next demo. Okay, but try and remember that these delegates are extensively used by framework developers, to plug the logic that developers want to into the framework methods. Okay, so in the next demo, we'll go ahead and see how to make this class, how to make this employee class reusable, so that end users, so that developers who uses your class and methods within that can plug in their logic without they having to modify your class. And that's what is the flexibility that delegates provides us with. So if you want to pass a method as a parameter to another method, then probably we can make use of delegates, and that's what we'll be looking at in the next session. All right, that's it for this session. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.